Everything's live.
Okay. Good morning.
Take two. So the live Facebook broadcast, and we got the YouTube. Actually, I can turn this around.
We got a great guest here.
Which one does YouTube and which one does on Facebook?
This one's YouTube. Yeah. All right, here we go. So we got lucky. We have a special guest here who just happened to be, I'm going to twist this around a little bit. We're all live, so you just introduce yourself again. I just want to fix this up a little bit here so people can, there we go. Okay, now we're good. So we got to chatting about various issues and things, and what's your name again?
My name is B. Thomas.
Okay. And what's, well, we're chatting so well just a couple of seconds ago. What issues did you want to bring up for what's happening today? You're a Trump fan.
Yes, I am a
How
Trump
come?
fan. I am over the minority coalition of the REC.
Okay.
26 years.
Now, here's what I don't understand. We hear this all the time. Donny, you might want to respond to this.
Yes.
You know, Trump's always called a racist and sexist, all these kind of things like that. And it's like, you know, minority folks in the United States it's almost like the Democrat Party requires you to vote a certain way, you know, for Democrats. And I know you've heard this before, and I know you've got a great answer for me, but tell the folks out there, how do we fix this problem? How can people just be treated as individuals and vote who they want to vote for?
They have to get their mindset on that.
Okay.
We can't convince anybody, but we do know what the Republican Party stands for, and that's values, and that's our country, and that's our flag, and that's birth, that's mother and father, and different things that we do, that we love to do, and what we've brought up with.
Yeah. You know, if we could get, you know, race out of government, everything, from employment forms to, you know, welfare forms to anything the government just studies to the census. If we could do that and just treat us all as Americans, I think we'd be better off doing that.
Well, it's a price you got to pay.
Okay.
Number one thing, all of this was freedom.
Okay.
So it's like the mentality of our country became lazy, depending on systems to bail us out.
Okay.
And then when we tried to get someone in to correct it, as President Donald Trump, we had a problem. He was okay long as he was giving the money to everybody, to all these organizations.
Okay.
But once he became president, they had a problem.
Donny, you got some questions?
I mean, I'd just like to learn a little more about you. How'd you find your way into this position?
Well, number one thing is one of the judges in Tallahassee, it was his position, John Adams, it was his position, and he called me and wanted me to do it, to be the minority spokesman for the African American, the Indian American, India American, the Hispanics and all. So when they asked me, I accepted it. I thought about it and I prayed about it, then I accepted it.
Okay. So what's your job then specifically?
Well, my job is, I have two different jobs, okay? I work with students with disabilities.
Okay.
And I've been doing that like 20 years. But I also have worked with people with voting. I have worked with Governor Rick Scott. I helped pushed him into office. I'm President of the United States of America now. I have helped Matt Gaetz, which is
Plus, we're still here at the Fish House, you know. So we just extended. We just did another. We had such a great guest, we had to continue on.
Exactly.
But here's, you know, in fact, the Democrats. I'm going to get after Donny a little bit here. There's this cry out there that minority folks can't get IDs, and the voter ID laws, which are designed to keep illegal aliens from voting, are affecting the minority community adversely. And I think everybody. Is there anybody that doesn't have access to an ID?
Okay, listen. When you come into this country of the United States of America, it's a solemn oath that you respect the guidelines and the rules and regulations of this country.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I'm an immigrant. You know, I came here from Canada.
But you did the right thing of being an
legal.
American citizen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and here's what's interesting about that, too. This is why I can't stand, most immigrants who came here legally can't stand illegal aliens, because we went through the process. And it actually wasn't until I went through the citizenship process that I really got an appreciation for this country. And that's what started me on the road to studying our founding documents. I had to memorize the Bill of Rights. There's all these things I had to do to become a citizen. I just swear that I was not now and never would be a member of the Communist Party. I don't think they do that anymore. Now I think it's required for illegal aliens. Just kidding. We get after each other a lot. So you're in the middle of a liberal and a conservative here. This is kind of how it works.
Well, that's okay. That's good because I can handle both sides.
Okay. Now, do you have issues with both sides? That's
I have an issue, yes I do. I have an issue with the Republican Party, which do not want to stand behind the president. They griped all these years, for 8 years. Once he got into office, they want to buck and ride up against him. He is the only man out of 70 years that brought Jerusalem back to Israel.
Oh, that's interesting. Why is that important to you?
It's very important to me because Israel was held captive for 70 years.
Okay. Very interesting. Yeah, and I never know what the priorities are going to be. That's not what I would have expected. So thank you.
Yes, Israel is very important to us, and the Word of God tells us about that.
Okay.
He said, Israel is mine.
So how much? I mean, religion's been taken out of schools. It's been taken out of a lot of places. How much do you think would be changed if we had more? If we had like a moral belief that religion brings to us back into society?
We would cut down all the killing.
Okay.
We would cut down the things that people are so hateful about. People don't know why they hate. Someone can say one thing, you put a bad apple into a good apple, it's going to spoil the whole bunch. So it's just like how President Trump came in as nobody. He had this vision for 30 years. Once this vision was, he followed God's rules for 30 years. 30 years he talked about all these things was happening around the world. We as Christians let it slip in and it choked us. Now it's hard for us to correct the problem because we turn our backs on God. So everybody came in the United States of America like it was just a free country. And it was not like that.
Donny?
I mean, I'm a closed border Democrat myself, so
which is unusual because I think of illegal aliens as like your voter registration program. I do. That's the way I see it. You know. So we have the nice thing about our show here. I know you're new to it. Is that we can take very strong positions. We still get along really well.
That's wonderful.
And so
it's nothing like listen to me. If America can turn back to God, the love of God will come into their hearts. Everybody's calling racist, Black Lives Matter, all these different groups. Everybody's lives matter.
What do you think of Black Lives Matter? I'm curious.
I think it's led the wrong way.
Okay.
I think it's took out of content. I think it's really crazy and rioting. I think when they went and took down the statues that our forefathers had put, they put a curse upon themselves.
Okay.
I really do think this scripture now, this not me, this scripture. Because you're not allowed to take what God has put man into doing and you destroying it. And our country got to come back together. Now I'm not related to those who saying that they have slave laws. They were 400-some years ago. I can't correct what happened 400 years ago.
Yeah.
But I do know one thing, that we are not slaves here. There's no slaves here now. This is 2018.
But should we really be honoring the people who killed a lot of good Americans for the purpose of trying to secede from the nation and keep their slaves?
Well, God killed the highest king because they were disobedient. So what is the difference? And God still is the same man in order, thank you Lord, that can do the same thing over again. He's not a man that's going to lie.
But do you really think God was with the Confederacy?
The Confederacy of what? Now you're saying Confederacy of what? Because my grandfather hold the Confederate flag with the rest of them that fought for that.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh?
My grandfather, 1861.
That's interesting. I'd like to hear more about that.
So I cannot say that what other people thinking and trying to put hate in somebody else's heart. But I am a type of woman now that I don't care nothing about those issues. What I care about is America getting back on track with God. We have an excellent president in there. And everything thrown at him, he's still standing.
Yeah, here's what I find interesting about what you're saying. Christianity is first in your life. You know, and I think one of the faults, and I fault the Democrats on this one, with identity politics, your race is the first thing in your life. So it's like you look at somebody and you'll see a white person or a black person or an Asian person, and that conjures up whatever stereotypes in your brain, rather than just saying, I wanted to get to know you. I don't care about skin color. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I came from a country where we didn't care. We all wore the same school uniform, so we had all that. But here it's this vital thing, and I think you're on a really good point that if we could just, if your Christianity is first, if what you believe is first, if who you are is first, skin color is like not that relevant. And if we can, like I said, this was I was asking earlier, can we get away from these stereotypes? Can we just sort of treat, like we're doing? We're politically very different.
But you know how to respect each other.
Right.
See, it's got to come within.
Okay.
I can't pour in your head to make you believe what I believe, and I can't pour in your head to make you believe what I believe.
Yeah.
Everybody have to give an account of what they are and who they are.
But you see yourself as a Christian person, before I think.
Yes, I do.
And that's the point I was making. That I think is what the difference is. And if people would have that kind of emphasis, I think it would make a huge difference.
How can you say you love God when you got hate in your heart?
Yeah. You can't just go to church on Sunday.
You hypocrite up on yourself and other people.
Yeah.
If you have the love of God, you will have the love of you being my brother and you being my brother and I'm your sister.
Wow. Sounds good to me. Nice to meet you. I feel like we definitely made a connection here.
Nice meeting you all too.
Feel free to join in with comments on our future shows. Do you have any other issues?
Yeah, I mean, because you talked a lot about Christianity. I'm just going to open that can of worms. I really don't think we're a Christian nation. I think we were founded by a group of free thinkers, some Christians, some non-religious, all different faiths.
I disagree.
For the purpose of making a nation to where everyone could practice their own and not be infringed upon.
I disagree with you. Because number one thing, you spend the money, and it says in God we trust. So it had to be a vision that God gave man to put in the trust of Him. Our money has in God we trust.
It's added during the Cold War.
It still say in God we trust.
I see what you mean.
You understand what I'm saying? So nothing was taken out of that, but we can spend that all day long, but we don't pay attention to how we spend it. There's love behind. Don't get me wrong. Money do not answer the problem to everything.
Right.
But money does help.
Well, money allows you to live, but they say the love of money is the root of all evil.
That's it.
It's not money is the root of all evil.
No.
The love of money.
The love of it. And what people do for the money.
Yeah.
They can't. But when we are people and we are in a sync with God, we forget about all this evil stuff that we all caught up with and all this rioting. The only thing that really bothered me at the inauguration for the president was the former president did not tell them to stop. His assignment for them to let them go tell the city. When it's a riot come on, Black Lives Matter, whatever, you tearing up the city. But you ain't charged with nothing.
Yeah.
See, those are crimes that you have committed. Then you go in, play with the police department. If you and they're stealing, the police say, well, stop. 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 Yeah. You give a drug dealer more priority than you do a living soul. So he's not a living soul if you jeopardize your family. You killing up the community and all this stuff. We got to really rethink this thing. Stop disrespecting those that are in authority.
Donny makes a point, and there's a lot of people who believe the way he does, that when you hear this is not a Christian nation, because if it were, then a whole bunch of people would feel excluded, that they wouldn't be part of the country, they wouldn't be as valued. I don't believe that, but there's a lot of people who do. The way I see it, it doesn't matter what your religion is, just because this nation is still, there are more Christians here than anything else. So when I hear this is a Christian nation, it was founded on Christian principles.
Yes, it was.
You look at the Constitution, the rights of people, being created equal by our Creator, endowed with certain rights. That's biblical. Okay, so all these things go back to original moral code. And so to say that we're a Christian nation just means that there are more Christians than anything else. It doesn't mean it's better, doesn't mean it's worse.
No.
But people have taken that to mean, oh, well, if we're a Christian nation, that means everybody else is a second-class citizen, which is what your argument is, and that's the one I would challenge.
No.
I don't see it that way.
Jesus is love. There's a reason why He took the cross. There's a reason why He's off the cross. And there's a reason why the resurrection. We should have a change of heart about people. What have happened in America have went down on their own selfish ways, lovers of themselves. Not the lovers of God, lovers of themselves. So when you hear things that going on now in America, it's nothing new under the sun. But we have to be, as people, we have to base ourselves on being really know what we are gathering ourselves in.
Okay.
That's what we really have to know. America is valuable to us. Everybody owe us, but nobody want to pay.
We have to go because we got the rally starting.
All right.
So you should tell folks who you are again, the organization you're with.
Yes, I am B. Thomas. I'm with the REC, the Republican Executive Committee. I am the Minority Coalition Coordinator.
Do you have any Facebook page or website you want to give?
Yes, you could go to B. Thomas. You'll find me, inbox me or whatever, and I'm with the president. So you'll get a chance to see that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Really
Very
appreciate
nice.
it.
Thank you.
So I'm Greg Penglis. That's Donny West. This is the Greg and Donny News Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Greg and Donny News Show, or our Facebook page, the Greg and Donny News Show.
All right.
That works out really well. We're going to go see the rally. We've got Congressman Gaetz, we've got Congressman DeSantis, Congressman Jordan here, and so it's the Freedom Rally. We're going to go watch that.
Wow,
We're at the
that's
Fish
gonna be
House. We're at the Fish House here. We've been rained on. The rain's held off for most of our broadcasts, which we really appreciate, and we have B here to help us out with this.
Thank
third,
you.
with the broadcast we weren't even planning on doing, but you can't let this kind of an opportunity go. So thank you all for watching.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back
One more
next
time before the rally. Go Phil Air and Andrew Gillum.
And,
All right.
and Matt Gaetz and Ron DeSantis. Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Right.
Too funny.
Okay.